Now it's time for the introduction of our Panther Pride Awards. Last year we looked to introduce a new award. This award may go to one senior, it may not. It may not be given out every year. It may go to the best player or a role player. It may go to a coach, a teacher, or a community member. This award is reserved for one that we believe represents Franklin High School athletics in the best way possible. A student athlete that represents Franklin High School positively, on and off the field. They have pride for their team, their coaches, their school, and their community. They have the courage to stand alone and do the right thing. They embody strong work ethic, strong moral character, heart, perseverance, and resiliency. They wear that Panther logo with pride and represent it well. Last year we introduced the Panther Pride Award, and we'd like to continue that this year. I'd also like to recognize Mr. Ben Amoon, who last year, with the help of Mr. Pickens, designed this award and made it right at Franklin High School. These were created by students with pride, and I believe that speaks to what our teachers and our students are able to do. They're truly incredible pieces of work. If you haven't seen the amazing things that our CTE department is doing, you are truly missing out. The first Panther Pride Award is going to a young man who exemplifies everything a coach could want in an athlete. With a new coach this year and new expectations, it would have been easy for any athlete to revert to, "I learned it this way," or "we did this." But this young man not only bought into his coach, he defined himself as a leader. In a very individual sport, he became one of the best teammates you could have had and helped to build a true team in a very individual sport. On January 16th this year, he provided all those in the gym that night with a moment that I'm sure he, his parents, and his coach will remember forever. Before that night, this man had faced his opponent 7 times and lost. But as you see in this sport, there isn't anyone to blame but yourself. The match was back and forth, and at the end of regulation, it was tied. With multiple stops for blood and a black eye, it was well worth it at the end of overtime. The scoreboard read 8-2, Franklin. The noise and the cheers were deafening, something I had never heard in a wrestling match before. In that moment, overcome with emotion, there were no taunts or selfish celebrating, but an athlete immediately leapt into the arms of his coach. Andy at the press would caption this photo perfectly with "breakthrough win," because that's exactly what it was. He would go on to beat the same opponent, one of the state's best in the division, at the regional tournament in regulation 7-2. He went on a tear in the regional tournament, only losing the regional championship match against a 48-0 wrestler. He lost that match 5-3, and many will tell you with 10 more seconds he would have won. His only loss at regionals came to the eventual state champion. He has exemplified, never quit, and absolutely no excuses. At the state finals, he would go 2-2. Both losses coming with mere seconds left, and the losses came to those who finished second and third in the state. The most impressive part about him during the state finals was his character. In a moment, we saw a boy become a young man, and how he chose to respond, reminding us of how very important sports and coaches can be to the development of young men and women. In a moment, he got the sweetest revenge. In his third round match, the match would be stopped because he was bleeding from the nose. After this moment, he was leading the match 3-2, and his frustrated opponent would attempt to worsen the bleeding with an open hand punch that hit Branden in the face. Obviously angry, he kept his composure, and the official awarded him a point for the illegal action. The match continued, and he won convincingly by a score of 10-2. Instead of wanting to get even or retaliate, he let the scoreboard do the talking and dominated his opponent on the mat. In that moment, he defined character as well as sportsmanship. When he lost his final match, I met with him briefly in the concourse, and the first words out of his mouth were, "I'm sorry." That one gets me, Branden, thanks. Out of his mouth was, "I'm sorry, Mr. King." Of course, he had nothing to be sorry for. He made us very proud, and in that moment, it was clear that he didn't want the win for him. He wanted it for his parents, for his coaches, and for Franklin. This year's Panther Pride Award goes to Mr. Branden Berger.
I was like, wow, I did it this year, holy crap.
Branden, congratulations. I'm going to channel a quote from a coach from a long time ago, and hope you understand this. There are coaches who go to war for their athletes. And there are coaches who won't even go shopping with their athletes. Where you're a kid that a coach will go to war for. You have embodied what a Franklin High School athlete should be. And congratulations. We're very proud of you. And we love you as just a kid, as a student, and as an athlete. Great job, Branden.
Now it's time for the second Panther Pride Award. When we introduced this award, we stated the main criteria would be